Hey guys, and welcome to Let's Play Warlock 2, the Exiled. This is a preview build. As far as I'm aware, I don't know if this is like the super final build, but it seems pretty done. I think there might be some bug fixes before it comes out for official, like, pre-release build stuff going on. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into a single-player game. So far from what I've played, which is not a ton, I like this a lot better than Warlock 1. I think I will go ahead and play on Impossible mode again, because challenging mode did not seem super difficult. So I think Impossible is going to be about right for a Let's Play that creates tension and so forth, so we'll do that. And I definitely want to play Exiled mode. There's also Sandbox mode, which is more like Warlock 1, but Exiled mode works a little bit differently and kind of tries to keep you moving and keep you on your toes, which is fun. And the default is defeat the Great Mages and defeat the United One are your victory conditions, one or the other. And I guess I will leave out defeat an avatar, cast the Unity spell, or capture holy grounds. In fact, cast the Unity spell is not allowed for this mode because somebody already cast the Unity spell in this, and that's what caused all of the trouble in the first place. So let's config our world. I think large is going to be good because, you know, previously we played on the largest world possible, and it got a little bit out of hand. Like, it was enormous, but we will go for the maximum number of rival mages to diplome with. And let's go ahead and check out our character as well. I will play as Moralbus the Hat, same dude as we played last time, but we'll customize him a little bit. Again, I want my color to be green because I'm used to it more than anything else. And we could play as Arethi elves, humans, monsters, plain striders, svarts, or undead. And plain striders are a new class that we haven't seen yet before, and they seem pretty cool. I don't really know their affinities yet. I haven't played with them enough to understand, but they are kind of the story endorsed race to play as. So we'll check them out and see where we can go with them. And for our perks, let's just take off the defaults and look at these. We could have a Favor of a God, which is always useful. Chrome could be fun because I've heard that his God units are really good in the previous match anyway, but not with Planestriders, with humans, so I don't really know what God to align myself with. We could also like create an artifact from the start, just like start pumping out artifacts basically. Those are the things that lords equip. We could have Archmage for more casting speed, that's always useful. We could have Charismatic for Unrest per turn -2. Yeah, there's a new Unrest thing with cities where you have to like let cities go because they're being too unruly, but they'll still pay you taxes, so it's an interesting situation there. So we'll maybe think about a Charismatic perk, Conjurer for more mana, Farmer for more food production, and Glorious Tactician for unit power plus 10%, Academic for more knowledge per turn. Archon, optimal number of cities plus 2, actually seems really incredibly good because our optimal number of cities starting out last time was 5. And you can upgrade your amount of optimal cities like through research mostly, from what I saw. So, but we'll get that so that we can expand a little bit more in the early game. And I do like more money, so we'll go with Trader, and then maybe we can go with... We could start out with more money, we could start out with more mana, we could start out with a Quaddle Village. But we move around so much from our capital, I'm not sure if a Quaddle Village would be that useful in this mode. I'm going to start with Lesser Fireball, which is going to start us on the way to unlocking Firestorm. And I'm going to start with Lesser Weakness in case we run into something really powerful, because then we can make it do 25% less damage for a little while, which is always super useful. And let's go ahead and start our game. So far, game seems really similar to Warlock 1. The early game felt almost identical, except you start out on this little tiny island. Like, this is a very small area that we've likely found ourselves in. We're on Withering Plains. Interesting. So no bonuses at all to the normal stuff here. We're just in a dying area. Last time I was in a desert, so this is totally random. Let's start out by researching a spell. We definitely want to get Firestorm up as soon as possible because a nice AoE damage spell is really handy. So we'll pick that up, and then we can decide what we're going to make. And last time I went plain Archers Guild, that did not seem to be a mistake. Because we could definitely use the... what am I trying to say? The archers, you know, being able to pump out some of those guys. Because we can already make Gray Striders, which are like a scouty melee unit. So, you know, we can have some melees and we can have some archers to back them up now, which is kind of important in the early game to have a mix of both. Let's go pick up this lost caravan and then just come back. Wow, we could actually go a long way. I could have come here and shot, but I don't want to do that unbacked up. We'll bring these guys forward a little bit as well, and the next turn we can go and fight those guys now that we're close enough. New unit can be made, but we already made one. So let's end turn. And this guy wants me to find a bridge between worlds. So that's kind of the crux of this mode, is that there are going to be bridges between worlds somewhere in every continent, and every time we go through one, we'll have to just right away start trying to find the next one, basically. Oh my god, that's a Kraken! That Kraken has, like, no room to move around. Holy shit. Alright, so I didn't realize that guy wasn't on land until too late. Wow. I don't know if we really want to go this way then. I'm going to bring this guy close as well to kind of hopefully share tank a little bit with that situation, but we're going to wait until we have some more units before we go and try to fight a Kraken and some wolves at the same time. The Kraken's going to walk back and forth. That's all he's going to do. His attack is melee, so we could actually just have archers shoot at him, and he won't be able to do a thing about it. But at the same time, we're not going to be able to put a boat into that water and pick up his delicious Kraken lair until we make a harbor somewhere. So we've got Gray Striders now, and we can probably also make, yeah, settlers, which are going to be important. We're going to start expanding as soon as possible, because even though like we can't have infinite cities anymore, we still definitely want to spam cities early game so that we can have more production going on. It's just that later on, some of our less useful cities will be abandoned for more useful cities with better resources that we find in later areas. So there's wolves. Yeah, we can come up here and fight these wolves. We've got some annoying terrain that's going to make that difficult, but that's okay. Settlers of Plains, yep, already figured it out, thank you. And we'll end turn once more. Wolves are going to come in and maul my scout dudes, but they've fallen right into my trap because now we can just shoot at them with those guys. And these archers, I guess we'll go this way. Yeah, we'll just pick up this money and then start moving up. Those are not archers. I said these archers, but I didn't mean it. We'll start moving up to get this wolf den as well. What is this? Living Plains. Heals units 4 life magic, damage to undead 2 life magic, production plus 50% food. That seems really cool. We need some flying settlers over there stat. Nah, unfortunately, I don't know. I have no idea how to get over there. That seems really cool, though. I would definitely like to make a food production city on one of those. And we've got some iron as well. That's probably where we'll build our first city. Just a nice place to get some masterwork armor going on as soon as possible. I should have just rested those guys up, but that's okay. Let's go ahead and make another thing. So I'm thinking, here's my thoughts for how to play this mode. Because our capital can't move and is going to be stuck in this area forever, we should outfit it with things like, if we look at the building tree, we should try to get like the training grounds that allows us to build better types of units. The Hall of Masters, maybe. Yeah, probably the Hall of Masters as well. Weapons research facility. We should get all of these things in our capital so that we don't have to worry about making them again. Maybe even a military academy too, but it's tough to do all of these things. Magic Smithy seems really interesting. We could have Mage Weave armor for casters and clerics. But for right now, I think we want the Plain Warriors Guild so that we can make Fighters of Plains, and then later on we can make barracks for drilled and training grounds for, again, Masters of Arrows, Grey Shadows, Sergeants of Plains. All of those, like, tier 2 dudes, and, you know, that way our capital will kind of take care of some of the tech tree for us, and then our other places are going to be focused on production. Speaking of which, we're a little bit low on the gold production front, but that's going to be okay because pretty soon we'll have more cities to do this for us. So we'll lose another coin per turn on a plain warriors guild, and we'll get rid of some of this withering forest so that our dudes can walk around a little bit more easily.
Shadows of Gray.
And Archers of Plains can now be recruited. Yeah, I should probably make some more archers right after making our scouts, but I do again want to fill this area up with towns. Basically, we have a high number of ideal towns that we can use to just get some early production going on. Let's end turn, and none of the monsters did anything, so it's our turn again. Let's grab this wolf den before it spawns any more wolves, and then we'll get some money from that. These guys should just rest up while the other dudes catch up.
Striding again.
And I think I want a town like right here so that we can have the iron and can make a harbor as well. Or maybe a harbor would be a good thing to have in the capital as well. I really don't know exactly how I'm going to play this because Exiled mode seems really different in terms of city management. So we'll have to see what works out. But here comes the fucking asshole wolves. They're going to attack my archers, almost kill them. Wow. That would have sucked, but they are totally fine. So we'll just kill them, have the Grace Riders come down here to almost so close pick up that wolf's den, but not quite. And we'll move our settlers forward a little bit more. We have some more archers coming out, and pretty soon we'll be able to make some warriors as well, which will be important. But for the meantime, there's not really anything for us to do, so let's end turn again. And then move down here onto the wolf's den, get that 30 gold. There's the Mystic Portal, kind of in a really pain in the ass spot actually, because we have to walk through an entire forest to get any units through it. That might be a good reason to settle a town down there as well. Speaking of which, yeah, let's... Oh wow, Fighters of Plains are undead? What? I didn't know that Plains Riders could be undead too. That's really cool. Again, I played almost zero of this before making this video, so you know, hopefully nobody's too angry at me about that. Just didn't want to spoil my wide-eyed childish appreciation of this. So for right now, we're going to start moving down this way instead of going to that portal, because we do want to finish kind of mastering this land, and more importantly, get a pretty good army before we go through that portal, because every time you go through a portal, the game seems to get much tougher, or at least that was the case last time for me. So yes, we're making some Fighters of Plains, which are apparently undead. That's cool. And we're going to leave these Archers of Plains back a little bit so these guys don't see them. And then in the meantime, we'll just move everybody back so that we can take out this area. And pretty soon we'll hopefully have a harbor. That might actually take a little while. Let's end turn. We're going to need some money very soon. We're going to run out of money because we're at -5 gold upkeep. Again, my overlay is still right over the gold to count. Some things never change. Let's bring these guys in here. We can go for those wolves first maybe and then loop around. Nah, there's no reason for that. None of these guys... Oh, these bears. Wait a minute. Those are wolves. No, these are bears. The weird glitch with selecting them. Bears could be a little bit scary. They do have 30 hit points, but they should be very weak to missile attacks, so that shouldn't be too much of a problem. We'll make sure our other archers are in and ready to fight before we start anything there. We'll build another city, and
a new city has been founded, my lord.
We probably want some more settlers soon, so we can settle a city. We probably do want to settle a city like right in front of this gate, so that it's easier for us to get units through that city into the gate without having to walk through all that forest. Because that could be a big limiting factor, having to walk our units through so much bullshit to actually get into the fight. These guys should just go ahead and defend for this turn, and we'll end turn. Just making sure I don't need to recruit anything, because that is really important early game to just recruit as quickly as possible. Let's bring these guys in again. The Kraken is, again, no trouble. I don't think it can attack from within the water. So we're actually going to shoot these bears next so they get a little bit injured, and I'm going to keep these guys... Nah, let's fight these wolves. There we go. And those guys will maybe die from that, but we'll bring in some other dudes as well to just trap these bears, because I don't want them to attack the archers. The archers are more important to me right now than 25 coin Grey Striders. Oh wow, the Fighters of Plains are actually cheaper than the Grey Striders. That's interesting. Hang on, so let's compare these two units. Fighters of Plains are 10 attack, 20 hit points. They have actually really good defenses for a basic unit. No magic defense, but immune to death magic. Melee is not fantastic. Missile is huge. And of course they have the standard undead life magic weakness. But that probably won't come into play too early. So those are a pretty great early game unit. They are going to take some money as well as some magic per turn. And then these Grey Striders, they take 2 money per turn. And are just straight up worse as far as I can tell. But they do have this heal 4.5 life magic on themselves. Which means that they can basically move and then rest instead of just resting every couple turns. Because it only heals to the caster. They can't use it on anybody else. But they have no resistances at all except for 100 life magic, which is standard for living units. And yeah, so these Fighters of Plains are going to be a straight upgrade from those guys in pretty much every conceivable way. Yeah, we're not going to fight the bears with these guys quite yet then. Definitely could use some more missile damage from those guys. And let's end turn and probably lose a unit to the bears. But that's okay. Now our archers will be able to take them out. Kraken's flipping out. He's like, oh god, just pacing back and forth. Must do something, but he can't. Alright, so we'll take out those guys. We got Chamberlain. Wow, we just got optimal number of cities +1 in a bear den. That seems weird. I wonder what the logic behind that is. So now we have these Fighters of Plains that we can come and help us fight these wolves, and we could definitely use... let's settle some more, get some more Settlers of Plains going on. We want an army before we go through that gate, but we also want to get some cities going on, and more importantly, get an army going on before we actually move on the next area. Let's end turn. Kraken's gonna flip out some more. Here comes some wolves, right? Can't tell. They look like wolves. Yeah, they are. Alright, so we can just take those guys out with these already weakened melee units. And then... where did my archers go? Did the wolves kill the archers? That would be pretty silly. I thought I could have sworn I had 2 archers, so they must have. I was not paying enough attention to what was going on my screen. But we'll fight these wolves as well. And this is kind of why I feel the need to wait and build up a little while, because we do not have the units at all to move on to the next area when we're still getting our units killed by wolves here. So we'll order a new building constructed. And unfortunately, this is the only place that's growing, and we need... wait, how did we get plus point now? Oh, right, somebody died. So now we have a higher money per turn going on. So we're going to make a barracks now, and the barracks is going to allow us to build then into training grounds. We could just very quickly be able to recruit some second tier units, basically the equivalent of veterans from the last game. And let's end turn one more time. And just play this safely.
My lord.
Alright. So there's the last wolf den. It looks like this area is now completely peaceful except for Mr. Kraken over here, who hopefully we're going to be able to get to soon once we can build a harbor here. That's like next on my list is build harbor so that we can go into the water. And that's also going to give us a little bit of money from that town, which is nice. And also we're going to go ahead and spam some cities in this area. There's some more iron up there that we can transmute into money. These guys can do that similar to elves. But there's pigs down here, and we could definitely use some food. So let's try to make a... oh yeah, there's pumpkins too. Okay, so we're going to make a pig and pumpkin town down here and just produce some food. And we're going to make some more settlers so we can make even more towns. And in the meantime, we'll go ahead and level up these guys for some... yeah, Furious Charge, I suppose. And they will heal up. These guys already moved, apparently.
Yes?
We can level these guys up for some more missile damage and end turn. And we'll just basically power through some turns here. Oh man, this Kraken is healing too fast for me to damage. That sucks. Alright, let's move these guys out so we can move these guys in. We've got a spell researched, so that's really good. And if we research 2 more spells here, then we'll get the next group of spells unlocked. Barony Domain Management, upgrade number of cities, so that seems pretty good. We could also get things like Prosperity to increase the population growth of a city, which seems great. Magic Ward increases the target's resistance to all types of damage except life and spirit magic. That seems pretty great. For a limited time, of course, but still. Prophetic Dreams increases the experience points gained by units of the caster's faction for a limited time. All of them? That's pretty neat. And Harvest Blessing. Okay, so we probably want to try to get to that group of spells. And to that end, we're going to pick up... yeah, we already got Firestorm. Fireball is like a single target Firestorm almost. Costs 55. A little bit intense for right now. I think Frost Weapon Enchant is going to be what we want. So we'll pick that up. And that's actually something I should talk about a little bit more. The research tree is so much better than the previous game where it was just like, oh, you get all these random spells. Which one do you want? This one you can really choose your magic path. There's Wizardry, Divine Spells, and Sorcery. Wizardry seems to be like your standard resistances and elemental damage and stuff. Sorcery is more like healing, fertile lands, and stuff of that nature, though I'd expect like Prosperity to be down here as well, but guess not. Public Relations, Unrest per turn -1, that seems neat. And again, it's not only spells now that you can research, you can also get these little bonuses that will make it easier to manage your dudes. There's Magic Flight, allows a unit to fly for a limited time. Oh man, last game that was just like they flew forever. Alchemy Transformation increases gold production for a few turns. That's pretty neat. Yeah, some really neat spells down here as well. But we had already started out with 2 spells from this group, so we definitely want to try to get to the second group of this as soon as possible. And then maybe next time we'll come back for this one. We don't have the God Favor to do any divine spells yet. And I'm not really sure what god I want to follow either, so we're gonna stay away from that for right now. Research is complete on Firestorm. That's just an AoE magic thing, which is pretty great. And definitely something you want to have for especially taking cities. It can be really good. Let's end the turn. The Kraken's gonna continue moving back and forth.
Pioneers.
Let's bring these guys down this way. Oh, wait a minute. I'm an idiot.
To the
We don't want to do that because we already have pioneers down here who are going to make a town.
Has been founded, my lord.
And then these guys will go... I guess down here to be near the portal. Do we want this iron? I guess we'll make some more settlers. Is how this is going to work. And, uh-oh. We're actually losing gold now? Are we losing... Oh, yes. Okay, our capital is losing money, but all of our other towns are making money. Good. I was afraid my new towns were losing money. The capital's losing money because we have a lot of buildings that cost money in it, but these other towns should be straight up positives, which is good. Okay, so we're losing a little bit of money again, and these pioneers are going to nearly bankrupt us, but soon these cities will start producing a little bit more money. Speaking of which, let's make a harbor that should allow us to make it so that we can put people in boats, but I'm not sure if that's true. I tried to right click on it, it didn't say anything. That's definitely how it worked previously. But anyway, let's put that down and then continue shooting at this Kraken hopelessly. And then maybe we'll be able to go into the water after we shoot this Kraken down, which is going to also require an additional archer for sure because he's healing faster than I can hurt him. But then we can put a unit in there to sail over and get his nest, which should actually contain something pretty cool, I would think. And meanwhile, I guess we can go and start trying to break the curse on the Mystic Portal. Let's end turn. Shoot at this guy some more. He's at 67 out of 80 hit points. We'll kill him someday, I guess. Oh, he has 8 regen. Okay, that's where our problem is coming from. Let's bring these settlers up this way, and then our next settlers will go down toward the portal, which, by the way, these guys are going to do. A big troll is blocking entrance to the bridge and demands gold in exchange for passage. Gives some illusory gold. Takes 25 magic away from me. The monster has taken the gold and stepped aside, leaving the path clear. Or 70% chance it's going to be pissed off at me. Or we can shoo it off. Fulfill fulfill the demands is 150 gold. That's a lot of gold to pay. So do we want to use 25 gold on the off chance we won't have to shoot this troll, or do we just want to shoot the troll? I'm gonna say fight the troll. The troll is raging. And wow, we're gonna get 110 gold for killing that troll. So that seemed to be the right decision. We're gonna run this guy away. He might die, but you know, if he does, that's okay. We might need some more units for this epic battle. We'll bring these guys over to meet them, and let's prepare some more archers of the plains after this set of settlers. And we're unfortunately gonna have to let the Kraken just totally heal up. Yeah, the trolls. Oh, they didn't even kill him. Perfect. Okay, so this guy runs and then heals himself. These guys come up this way. Just get there, however you're gonna do it. These settlers need to... Man, they need to go right past the troll, which could be an issue, but our dudes are gonna be there first, so let's send them in a little bit. Oh, Lord is offering his services. We cannot... Oh, this is my Hall of Lords. So you might find yourself in a situation where you have to free a slot for a better hero, current lords. If you happen to find or create an artifact. Yeah, I know how all this works. So I do want this guy, absolutely. He is... What is he? Is he a cleric? Yeah, he is a shaman lord, which is neat. But we need money. We need money soon so we can pick that guy up. He'll give us 9 turns to gather the funds, and we definitely want to do that. So that's going to be high priority. But we will have a lot of cities to hopefully produce that for us. But right now we are negative, which sucks a little bit. But after we kill these trolls, we're going to get 110 gold, so that'll help as well. And pretty soon we'll hopefully have some archers to help us fight the troll as well. And let's... Yeah, let's just end turn, I guess. There's our harbor, so we should be able to go into the water now. Not that that's immediately useful, but, you know, it's something. We've got Fighters of Plains and Grey Striders. We definitely want to bring them both in to fight the troll. Is that going to be enough movement points? Let's actually rest these guys up and then move these guys in this way. Then move these guys in this way to kind of form a defensive line for these trolls, and then we'll fight them next. And these guys can move in just the tiniest bit. Perfect. We can now make a war senpon in the city of Yojimar. That is 100 gold investment that I do not have. So let's end the turn. Here come the trolls. But good, they did not kill my Fighters of Plains or even get close, really. So that's really handy. We'll move these guys back and then attack with these guys. And things are going quite well here. We'll have those trolls dead in a moment. I'm really glad I didn't waste any resources trying to get through that bridge. It was way more profitable to just kill the trolls. And, oh wow, we even got to fight again with those Archers of Plains. These guys move a lot. That might be their specialty, just mobility. Which is definitely not something I have a problem with. We could actually put these guys in the water maybe, but it's too late now. We probably don't want to make any more units just yet. Let's end the turn. Those trolls are going to back off and attempt to heal, but it's not going to work out for them. Because we'll just chase them down and shoot them. Excellent. Okay, so the bridge is now open and we got 110 gold. Which we can just barely use to hire that troll, but I shouldn't do that because then we would be completely out of money next turn. So we're going to avoid that for right now. But I do want that lord as soon as possible. Let's build another thing here, and it might have to be... Oh my god, training grounds take -5 gold per turn. Weapons research facility takes -10 gold per turn. That's not good. But I don't want to, like, fuck up specking. I guess what I could do is later on just destroy some buildings, because right now we really do need the market more than anything else. So if we end up needing the space for something else, we can just get rid of that market later, but for right now, the money is essential. So we're going to pick that up. We can also make something here. I do want to make probably a transmutation plant, actually, because we do have this harbor for plus 50% production. And then we can make a foundry on this iron up here. So we're going to do that. The transmutation plant is going to take a little bit of mana per turn, but it's going to give us a big return on money in exchange. We'll rest these guys up, rest these guys up, and in turn...
Congratulations!
Excuse me?
You have successfully researched a new spell, my lord.
An army of hungry vampires is attacking my city, Ridge Markey. Oh, man. Fulfill the demands. They want... Okay, we're going to have a great extinction. That sounds bad. And some displeasure. I can't... This move cost 1.0 base is stuck on my mouse, unfortunately, so I can't see. But we're going to lose some population, and these guys are going to be pissed. We could talk to them about a better price. The vampires... Okay, so we could avoid the displeasure, but we'll lose some mana. We can't really afford that right now. Or we could try to kill the vampires, and I think we should kill the vampires. Which is going to give us happiness as well as 50 gold. So definitely seems like a good call to attack the vampires. Where are they? I don't see any vampires. That's weird. But that sort of thing, I guess, is kind of another way it incentivizes not just spamming cities everywhere, is every city has a chance to create a situation like that. But, oh, we can't... Too close to another city or terrain inappropriate. I guess we'll put the city up here. Yeah, that's totally fine.
We have founded a new city.
And that's going to give us a little bit more production, hopefully. Yeah, our army upkeep is a problem for our gold. I wonder what would have happened if I had just let my money run out. Probably something bad. I've never actually seen that. Let's move these archers over to fight the inevitable vampires, because there should be vampires somewhere, right? But I don't know where. But I feel like they're probably over this way. So,
servants of His Majesty.
Yeah, there we go. And archers this way, and let's see what happens with maybe next turn we'll have some archers going on. Our research is complete on Frost Weapon Enchant, so now I think I'm going to go melee resist so we can start getting these resistances going on, which we'll probably put on our Lord as soon as we have a little bit of mana upkeep. Let's make a pig farm for... no, let's make a pumpkin farm first, because the mana upkeep is going to be useful, especially since we're about to start spending mana on this transmutation plant. And I don't see any vampires anywhere. Oh, wait, we didn't actually have the turn yet. Right. Let's upgrade our archers to include some... Let's actually look at their stats really quick. They have 0 melee, 0 everything resist. So I'm actually kind of inclined to give them some melee resistance so that they don't have to worry about being punched. And these guys can move down a little bit toward where I expect the vampires to show up. And let's end turn. What's going on? Nothing. Where the fuck are the vampires? There should be a quest or something. Hungry vampires. Yeah, where are they? Oh, they're on a little tiny island up here? That doesn't seem right. Okay. Let's go check it out and see if we can find any sign of them. Yep, there they are. Wow, that's really unfortunate for them. I wonder how they were planning on attacking me. I guess they should be able to have a range, though. Yeah, they do have a ranged attack of death magic. That's actually going to be between hard and impossible for me to attack them, now that I think about it, because we can only possibly have one Archers of Plains in range to attack them, and when we do that, they're going to attack us back and probably heal everything we do. Let's look at this. They have 16 death magic, we have 0 death magic resist, and they have how much vampirism? 40% of what they do, so 40%, that's going to be about 6, maybe 6 damage that they heal every turn, and they have, 0 missile defense. We do 10. Okay, so we can actually kill them, presumably. especially if we rotate archers and have some heal while some attack. So let's try to do it, and we'll also definitely use a spell on them to weaken them up. So actually, I think it's going to be totally possible to kill those vampires. I was just being silly. Let's make a city too close to another city. So we'll make a city right here next to this mystic portal, and that will make it easier for us to move on to the next area.
Aye.
Yeah, these melees are going to be totally useless, so, you know, good thing they're around. And these guys can rest, I suppose. These guys should just defend and end turn. Alright, so we should cast a spell on them to start things off. Give them the old lesser fireball. That did very little. Oh, they have 100 elemental magic resist. I did not know that. That is new. Okay, but getting the first strike is actually really good there. So we should be able to kill them pretty easily. And if we need to, we can switch out to a new Archers of Plains. Let's run this way. And start getting ready to enter that portal. Meanwhile, we'll send our archers down to take out that thing. We have positive gold as well as enough gold to afford the Lord. Afford the Lord. Alright, so let's afford the Lord. Now we have a healer. That's pretty cool. He'll be very handy moving on to the next area. Unfortunately, he's not going to be able to heal these Fighters of Plains, but that's okay. And he could actually be really good against the vampires, so maybe we'll just rotate him in next turn and kill them, because he should be doing some life magic. Yeah, spirit and life magic, both of which the vampires are weak against. They actually... Oh, they take extra damage from both sources, so he's just going to one-shot them, basically. That'll be nice. We should upgrade this guy. Oh, we don't have any upgrades that apply to him, but soon we'll have Masterwork Armor, and that applies to everybody, to my knowledge. But anyway... that's actually going to be the end of the episode, because I just realized I've been playing this for a really long time, and I totally forgot because I'm so into it. But next time, we should definitely be entering the portal to the next world, now that we've pretty much conquered this one. We just need to take out these asshole vampires who were, you know, somehow planning to get off of this little tiny rock to attack our city. And then, you know, we'll try to get a little bit of an army going on, and then we'll move on, and probably be repelled back into this area and have to wait on some upgrades. But we'll see how devastating the next area is. The first game I played, I went in there and immediately just everything was way too hard for me, but we'll see if that's the case this time. I'll see you guys next time.